All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is now 2 o'clock on Monday morning, April 8th.
May?
Sorry about that, May 16th, 2022. This is the meeting for Blight and Condemnation Board. Who's present, members present, myself, Phil Higgins, Sands Cleary, and Sean Reed, along with our recording secretary, Andrea Flynn. There is one member of the public who is present as well. If you can just tell us who you are.
Yep. My name is Tamina Kojic. I'm the daughter of the owners of the property.
Okay, and the property is?
53 Beacon View Drive.
Okay, thank you. And on the line is Mr. Miller, correct?
That's correct.
All right, good afternoon, sir.
Anyone else on the line?
Thank you.
Anyone else on the line? Hearing no one else, okay.
I'll make a motion to waive the regular order of business to address those in person here.
Second the order. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Miller, while you're on the line, anything you want to discuss?
No, I just want to try to find out what's happening with 20 Morehouse Highway.
Okay. Hello. Okay, let me just pause one moment, address some members who have just walked in from the public. Mr. Gagnon, how are you, sir? If you could just, we are in the meeting. It is being recorded at this time. If you'd like to just tell us who you are in regards to what subject on the agenda.
Joe Gagner, and my property, 20 Morehouse Highway.
Okay.
Great.
And I'm Barbara Gagner, 20 Morehouse Highway.
Okay, very good. So 20 Morehouse Highway on the agenda is number 6. We're going to skip the order of agenda and we'll bring you up first. Is there anything you'd like to say to us or discuss in regards to your complaint or the current condition of the property?
I'm in the process of cleaning up. I'm going crazy on the place.
Great.
And,
all right. About how, if you were to say what percentage you're done with the debris in that side yard there?
I've got about a quarter of it going.
About a quarter of it gone.
Yeah.
So 75% of it still is there.
It's going to be going in the next few weeks.
Okay.
So.
All right. And then the siding on the house, I believe the only portion that's left is by the front door.
Front door, I have, arranged for a mason to come and
Finish that up. Okay. And how long do you think that'll be?
Within a month, I said.
Ballpark. Okay. So you think within a month the entire thing should be wrapped up?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be
Yeah.
farther than it is, a lot farther.
Yeah. So give us a call when you think you're done, and we'll come out and take a look, and we'll, because we want to get it on record as soon as possible when you're finished.
Okay.
Okay? Any questions for us? No? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Moving along, we'll go back to the original, or not the original agenda, but number 2, 53 Beacon View Drive.
Yep.
Yes, how can we help you today?
And so I met with your dad today, and so we walked the property. I explained, that we're going to have this hearing today, that based upon the observations, and here's some photos of how it is today, that it probably meets the criteria for blight. He didn't dispute that in any way, and he said he'll be working on cleaning it up as soon as possible, and he'd be happy to get rid of the sinks and things like that, and toilets that his son has put around the property to save and reuse at some point, but he's willing to get rid of that. Anything else you'd like to add?
That's
No, okay. And so like I said to your father, that, it is a hearing today. We will vote on it. It most likely, in my opinion, meets the criteria for blight. And then we will, if it passes as blighted, we will, it's your mother?
I was just going to say that's my mom.
Okay, hi. We were just finishing up talking about it. So basically, we'll take a vote on it, but if it passes as meeting the criteria for blight, then we will simply send you a letter and saying, basically you have to clean it up, and the letter will typically say 30 days, and then we'll come back in 30 days, and as long as significant progress is made, we'll extend that a little bit more, and then as long as the property gets cleaned up, then it's done and over with. You don't have to get rid of everything, but you have to bring it down to a reasonable amount, which is usually the size of like a vehicle or something. If you were to stack up all the debris, can't be much more than that. That is excluding like lawn furniture and a play structure and things like that, or sheds or things like that, but just debris. And the only warning is if, as some people do, not saying you would do this, but if you just ignore us and you don't do anything, then we go to fines relatively quickly, and the fines are $100 a day for each day that the conditions remain. Okay? So I'll make, anybody else with any questions or comments? No? I'll make a motion.
I pretty much, during all these hearings, I say what we look for is forward progress. You know, if you come back and there's always forward progress, okay. You know, if the forward progress stops, and like Sands was saying, you know, it kind of, we become ignored, then it'll probably go to fines. But 30 days forward progress, okay?
All right, I'll make a motion that the property 53 Beacon View Drive meets the criteria for blight based upon the pictures taken today.
I second the motion.
All those in favor? Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye. Okay.
All right.
So that's that for your property. You're free to leave if you want to watch us do all the other properties. You're more than welcome to stay. All right, Mr. Gagner?
Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Gagner? Pleasure.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you all so much.
Yep, all right, sure.
Thank you very much. Shall we take a motion to go back to the regular agenda?
You'll just resume?
Yep, okay. Going back to the regular, going back to the approval of the minutes from May.
April.
It should be, yes. What am I looking at here? I'm sorry. Where's the beginning? April 18th meeting, 2022. I mean, the only thing that I'll say is that my first name is Philip with one L, but I don't think that should really make that much of a difference.
All right, you sure that's updated?
Literal.
Adding extra L's there.
Hearing none.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Thank you very much. Any new communications?
I have none, they'll be addressed in the course of the meeting as we go through each property, but
Okay.
nothing specific.
Thank you, thank you. Condemnation Board, old business, 284 Berkeley.
So I was there today.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No movement, no new permits or ownership changes that we're aware of.
And, well, 284 is one of the ones that we put a lien on, right? Did we attach the order letter to
No,
that?
we didn't do the lien, we sent them the letter. Because it was a new owner, we were trying to work with them, and we sent the letter of determination. So that
Okay.
one,
All
I
right.
guess
So I think originally he was thinking of renovating there.
right.
I think he's abandoned that, he's just trying to sell it.
Yeah, so we should then just put a copy of the letter on the land records, and just so
Okay.
that if it does sell, because I didn't even see a sign up for sale. Or did you?
Yes.
All right.
It's a small sign, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not the normal big post and all that.
So, yeah, but just to make people aware that when they do a title search, that there's an order outstanding, not that a new purchaser wouldn't do something, but also we have to pursue, I think, he's the current owner. If he doesn't do anything, once we get proof that he received the letter, that I would say next meeting, we just go to citation and say,
I agree.
you gotta button it up.
You gotta do
Even if
something.
you gotta do something, you can't just and the back property now is getting worse, with some siding missing now.
Okay.
It didn't look that way a few months ago.
No, when we first started, the back property looked
Looked much better.
reasonable, yeah. I mean, they cut, you couldn't see it because it was all overgrown when we first got it, but, all right.
All right, 92 Grassmere under condemnation, old business, no change.
No change.
Okay. Any condemnation, new business?
I have none.
I have not seen any.
I have none.
Okay, moving on to blight ordinance, old business, 15 Beacon View Drive.
So the last was, I spoke to the owner, he said he got the plans from the, architect, I think it's an architect, that he was gonna submit that to zoning. So I meant to email you earlier today to see if there was a building permit issued for that property. I don't know if you know if there was.
I do not. I
Okay.
can text.
If you wanna, yeah, and see, just to see if there's progress, because he said he had all the plans and he was gonna submit them, like he had to submit the plans to zoning. And that was what was holding up the process at that point. But
Okay.
there's no change, there's no activity.
No,
You
I
know.
haven't seen anything either.
And they did request a appeal, and I reached out to the attorney again,
Yeah.
but I don't have confirmation on dates.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a citation appeal hearing on that
Okay.
one.
Why don't we suspend, discussion on 15 Beacon
Yep.
View? Moving right along, 53, we just spoke about, 284, we just spoke about, 92 Grassmere Avenue, from a blight, standpoint, there's really not a
No
lot of
change.
change.
No change.
We have had some, when I say correspondence or communications, correspondence, there was one sent in regards to whether or not we can take any further action, I believe, on the property. And someone mentioned that the property appears to be getting worse. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody would disagree that it's slowly getting worse. You know, the major concern that I had was just that back stairwell.
Mhm.
There is I believe a 2x4 going across the bottom of the stairwell, just to keep people from going up it, you know, which is what we had asked for a while back. But I haven't seen any like imminent collapse or leaning or, you know.
okay. 166 Grassmere Avenue?
There is a for sale sign up on the property, so, I know we did a lot of, lien work. It was 166, the ones that we attached?
I think that's one that we submitted last week.
Yeah, so we attached a lien to the property of the citation so that any purchaser will be aware that it's cited for blight to, repair that deck in the back.
All right. 20 Morehouse, we just discussed, 1180 Oldfield.
I did speak with the realtor. So I had spoken with the realtor a couple months back. He said there's someone in line to buy it, but I spoke with him today, and he said the problem that happened is the owner passed away. Mr. Peterson passed away.
Oh,
And so it is stuck in probate right now, and that owner kind of pulled out. And so it's not, you know, actively in the process of trying to acquire it. It's really stalled in probate right now. They haven't started the probate case to sort of determine, because he doesn't really have any family or living relatives, and so they've got to figure out how to do that. So there was nobody available to sign any kind of contracts or things like that.
okay. I'll just say we leave it on with.
Yep.
with
You know, we're
no
really just
further-
looking for the backyard to be cleaned up.
No further action on that, just leave it on. 447 Stratfield Road, property's being fined, I think.
We did receive, the town did receive a settlement check. The town attorney worked with the attorney for the current owner of the bank. And so a settlement has been reached contingent upon removal of the pool and the gazebo structure.
Okay,
But basically we're holding for now
okay,
on that.
all right. 280 Tuckahoe, I haven't seen much change on 280 Tuckahoe.
Yep, no change there. Did you skip 8?
8? Oh, I did, yes. I apologize. Number 8, 414 Stilson Road.
I didn't get out to this property.
So I have not gone back since last month, to be honest with you. And this one here, you were here last month, Jens, or?
I was not.
Okay, this one's kind of a unique situation in my opinion, because the owner of 414 Stilson, I believe, made the complaint. So I don't believe it should be a complaint upon his own property. What it was is a complaint about neighbors. The neighbor is the parking lot, if you will, behind Dolan's Corner.
So
Black
the
Rock
hardware store back there?
Yeah, Black Rock and Stilson. So there's
Okay.
a parking lot. Yeah.
Little pub and
Yeah.
a
Right in
medical
between,
building.
goes all the way back.
So he's getting a lot of debris. There's tires, there's bottles, there's
All kinds of stuff.
trash that he is claiming that's coming from the neighboring property. So,
I was there last month.
yeah,
I drove by again I was on vacation last week before. There's been no change.
yeah.
But when I spoke to the owner of that property, he wants the owners of Dolan's building to build a fence and clean up everything. But the blight is actually on his property.
Right.
So, but, and is there any, I mean, is it obvious that it's coming from the other property, or is it not clear?
Without actually seeing it.
So, having looked at it, it's such a long lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it runs the entire span all the way back
Yeah.
of the wooded area, the garbage. You'd have to do it from the parking lot side and reach, unless you really hike through the,
There's like a woods in between it where his developed property is
so
and,
the guy's house has a backyard, then it starts the woods, the whole length of that narrow parking lot area, going all the way to,
and so it's unlikely that he contributes to the,
I think so, yeah.
so it's more
You have to
likely
really
that
work at it, man.
somebody, and so, and I do remember, because we were dealing with another case, over by the liquor store here. Right by the circle across from McDonald's, the liquor store there and the bedding store, they get trash that blows into the corner of that lot, and then it blows into the state property, and then people put their shopping carts there, they bring them over from Stop and Shop, so we're working on that. But one of the things that came out of that was Jim Wentz saying there is a requirement that there be some type of fence between a commercial property and a private, private property.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. That's what Jim said, is that there is a requirement for that, and as such, the owner of the building, the commercial property, is putting up a fence there. So maybe we can make zoning aware of this. We don't have the authority to compel them to put up a fence, but we make zoning aware of it, and, you know, but does it, I mean, I guess, does it rise? It's not really a blight issue. It really is a complaint that somebody's littering on their property, so it's more of a,
Shoot 2,000 pictures, I could send them to.
Yeah, that might be I don't know if Jim has the authority to, like, get him to clean up, but can you see the stuff from the commercial side?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you go in that back parking lot.
It's very clearly visible.
Yeah. So we'll have to look, of what department can get them, because essentially littering, if it's not household refuse, that will attract rodents and things like that, I can't do anything about it, but I imagine there is somebody that can,
There's a lot of garbage.
there's a lot there, yeah?
Because they run such a good amount of area.
Yeah, like a littering complaint. So we'll have to look into that, whether it's police, that would, take such a complaint. So we can look into that and see. And I'll send it to Jim. If you've got pictures and want to send it to Jim and say, hey, we got this, and it doesn't really fall within, if it doesn't rise to the level of blight,
Yeah. It would if the complaint didn't come from the owner. You know what I'm saying? There's that much trash on the property that,
but that's
coming from somewhere else.
Yeah, so we'll have to look into what's the appropriate entity to receive that complaint. If it's a littering complaint, that goes to the police, which has a fine, $180-something fine.
Right.
So, but maybe that might be the path to go down.
So, if that's the case, I mean, would you agree, can we remove this from the agenda, or should we keep it on? Because I personally, I kind of take issue with, the owner putting a complaint against his own property.
Yeah, well, ultimately, I mean, it's if somebody, I would say yes, but ultimately if somebody else complained and you felt it met the criteria for blight, then we'd have to order the owner to correct it. But I think, I think if it's relatively obvious that where it's coming from, I'm certain we can convince or compel the owner of Dolan's Corner to pick up the trash and, put up a small fence. I mean, our zoning might be able to compel them to put up a small fence that blocks that. So, but yeah, I'd be fine with removing it. you know, and address, as long as we don't drop it, you know.
Okay,
Right.
so motion.
Motion to drop this.
I'll second it,
Second, all in favor, aye.
or to take it off the agenda,
Yeah.
not to drop it. But, and you'll send Jim the pictures?
Yes,
All right,
All right,
I'll CC you guys on.
great,
thank you, sir. 280 Tuckahoe, we already talked about, or actually, we didn't.
no change.
No change. 146 Wheeler Park.
No change.
No change.
Yep. I tried reaching out, I think I said last month, tried, you know, sort of Googling the owner and called a few different numbers there and left messages, but I haven't gotten any kind of communication back.
The only change that I saw was that there was a neighbor's vehicle now parked in the driveway. So when I,
Yeah, that happens.
no one's been there, yep, no one's been there, so,
So that, you know, we'll continue to try to make, contact with the owner, but,
all right.
was it voted on to cite, though?
No,
No?
we were waiting to have contact with the owner, so
Okay.
if they
Yeah, all right, well,
One vehicle unregistered.
yeah. That and securing the property. I mean, we can refer the vehicle to zoning, but, I mean, if we're trying to reach them to secure the garage, we should just, you know, I'll keep trying. I gotta figure out what a new, you know, if there's some new way, some other way to contact them, I'll check with town assessor or tax collector who's getting the tax bills and stuff, but typically that's in the system, the parcel program. All right.
We'll continue working on Wheeler Park. Blight ordinance, new business, 1262 Post Road, graffiti.
So yeah, there is graffiti there. I reached out to Mark Barnhart. He gave me a couple emails of the property management company. I sent emails to them. They didn't reply. I called them today and left a message for the property manager for that particular company, just to see if they are the company managing that property. You know, I mean, I think they would take care of it once they become aware of it, hopefully. But it's,
I've only read in the newspaper or the press recently that there's been several tagging
Yeah.
events downtown, if you will,
yeah.
and that I believe a suspect has been,
Oh, really?
yes,
To the-
according to the press, I believe.
Spending daddy's trust fund tagging, that's what that one says, you know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so hopefully we don't have to deal with that anymore.
Okay.
All right, hearing no, that's blight ordinance, new business. Any other business before us today?
we had the one that came through our office on Mill Plain, but I don't think we've determined
Yeah,
what it was
we haven't
yet.
been out there yet.
Okay.
We have received a complaint on a particular address that Andrew is familiar with because Community and Economic Development had given us some funding, and I think, was it the handyman program?
Right, they had
to
done some work.
Remove some stuff and do some work, and so I haven't been able to, because somebody made a complaint, but they gave the wrong address. And so,
I'm not sure.
I called them back, tried to get the address, but nobody called back. But Andrea's pretty sure it's her neighborhood, she knows which property they're
Okay.
talking about. I haven't had a chance to go out there and take a look and see, but it was a multiple faceted complaint about stuff in the yard, about
Okay.
the, you know, improper
Okay.
supervision of an elderly person, or worried that they're not being cared for properly.
Okay,
So,
all right,
we're working on that one.
okay. Mr. Miller, are you still on the line? Okay, hearing no further business, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone.